Please rise to the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I want to see.
Today is the meeting of the Saugus Housing Authority Board of Commissioners, August 14th. Roll call. Maureen Whitcomb.
Yeah.
Jim Toza.
Here.
Dottie Bacchus.
Here.
Bill Stewart.
Here.
Josh Bennett.
Here.
Caitlin Lemieux.
Item 3, reading of the minutes of the regular meeting, July 10th, 2024.
Like to make a motion to accept?
Motion made to accept, seconded by the chair. Is there discussion? There being none, those who accept it will say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Item 4, report of financial activity for the period ending 7/31/2024.
I'll make a motion to accept.
Motion made to accept, seconded by the chair. Is there discussion?
Yes, excuse me, I have a question about
What page?
page 1. We're on number 4.
That's right.
Page 4?
No, we're on number,
No, you already turned it over.
Yeah, your questions?
okay. I thought we had more money than that in the account, the escrow, the library.
For the escrow?
Yeah, it's 1, 2, 3, fourth line down. 102, 19281.
Oh, that right
Have
there?
we been using that for landscaping here?
Yes, and
Okay.
that's a grant that was actually left to us by a
Right.
tenant, and we use about 1,000 of that each and every year.
Okay.
Can I add to that too? It was also divided and put with the MMDT bank
For higher interest.
for higher interest
Okay,
rate.
perfect.
Yep.
Because it just seems kind of
17,000.
low.
Yeah, 17,000.
Okay. It just seems kind of low.
And we watch that because with that account, it does go up and down. So once we have a higher interest rate, that's when we do end up moving some of that money.
Thank you.
Are there further questions? There being none, those in favor of acceptance will vote aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Item 5, communications. A, approval of July 2024 invoices and check registers.
I make the motion to accept.
Motion made to accept, seconded by the chair. It's a discussion.
Mr. Chairman, I did have a discussion, but I think I worked it out. About 9 and 10 down, 18302,
Okay.
that amount for 5,000, that was on the 9th, and I noticed the same amount again on the 29th. So that probably would
We're
be 2
billed
months?
monthly, yes.
It'll be 2 months, okay.
Yes.
Are there further questions? There being none, those in favor of acceptance will vote aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Item 5B, work order report for the period ending 7/31/2024.
I'll make a motion to accept.
Motion made to accept, seconded by the chair. Is there discussion?
I just have a comment that I just think that it's being handled so good. We really don't have anything to check out on that.
The maintenance department is pretty wonderful.
Yes, I think it's wonderful.
They're closing out just about everything,
Yes.
Yep.
weren't they? Is there further discussion? There being none, those of acceptance will say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries. Item 5C, vacancy report for the period ending 7/31/2024.
Make a motion to accept.
Motion made to accept, seconded by the chair. Is there discussion?
Well, doesn't look like we have any vacancies.
We currently have no vacancies.
No vacancies.
Perfect.
Perfect.
Great.
Is there discussion? There being none, those in favor will say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries. Item 5D, budget comparisons ending 6/30/2024.
I'd like to make a motion to accept.
Motion made to accept, seconded by the chair. Is there discussion?
No, we're doing pretty good.
Is this report different?
No.
No, it looks the same.
What you say to me? Other questions? There being none, those in favor of acceptance will vote aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries. Item 5E, laundry receipts as of July 2024.
I'd like to make a motion to accept.
Motion made to accept, seconded by the chair. It's a discussion. Still think we ought to lower the price.
On the dollar, thank you.
Yeah, we got almost $157,000 sitting there.
Thank goodness we had that money because we just had to buy new washers.
You never know.
Yeah, but they cost, what, 8,000? We could buy a lot of washers and forget. Of course, there's two places.
Thanks for sharing.
What?
Thank you for sharing.
Did you say 8,000?
Yeah,
For a washer?
yeah.
Those are like the big front loaders.
Big one.
We get
That
big
you
commercial
tend
ones.
to use commercial laundry.
And regular ones?
Is there discussion?
No?
There being none, those in favor of acceptance will vote aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries. Item 6, Executive Director's Report.
I'd like to make a motion to accept.
Motion made to accept, seconded by the chair.
So this is what had occurred since the July 10th, 2024 board meeting. Federal Property, Heritage Heights, we have the gazebo renovation completed, and as of today, we will now have a designated smoking area. So we will have that designated smoking area as well. For state properties, Fish Project 262098, roof replacements. We are pending approval from the Executive Offices of Housing and Livable Communities to approve the project to go out to bid. Right now, it entails 11 roofs at the development. So that is all the 6671, the little garden style, the double deckers out back, as well as the community room there.
Oh, with flower gardens?
Yes. Fish Project 262100, that's another roof replacement, and that's for Laurel Towers. And that, we're just pending the scope of work to be approved from the Executive Office of Housing and Livable Communities. Once that's approved, we can then go out to bid for that project. Over at Laurel Towers, we began the first floor facelift. Internally, we're doing this project. We're repainting the front entryway of the community room and the laundry room. So it's going to complete renovation. We had a cookout on July 31st for those tenants, and the rain had not stopped us. It was a well-attended event. Sweetzer's Corner, Fish Project 262095, common area floor replacement. The construction began on July 15th, and it's complete as of today. Armitage Arms, intercoms. They were added to the capital improvement plan for 2025. Paving also at Armitage Arms. and that was added to the capital improvement plan for 2025. And you may notice that we have our staff here today. And I just want to talk about, we are doing complete reorganization of the housing authority internally. When I started here on April 1st, 2024, shortly thereafter, I received a letter that the board had seen about the Executive Office of Housing Livable Communities. It talked about how they would have issued a strike and penalized us as an underperforming and chronically poor performing housing authority. They cited things like TAR, tenants account receivables, certifications and reportings, adjusted net income and revenue, as well as underspending and vacancy reporting requirements. Last Friday, I received the details of an audit that will be presented to you next month, and the audit findings were not favorable. They cited us on procurement regulations that were not followed, inventory, wages not consistent with budget guidelines, and vacancy issues. Because of that, I saw the need for reorganization, cross-training for every department and job responsibilities. So first and foremost, Josh Bennett, please stand. Josh is being promoted to the Director of Operations. That being said, we needed somebody in the office to be my second. I wanted someone that had maintenance experience, that was willing to take on the administrative roles and ask questions. This job is continually changing, regulations are continually changing, and the most important thing is staying up to date with that. So thank you, Josh, for accepting the role of Director of Operations.
Thank you.
Whoa.
It's a very good move.
Do you get to wear a suit
No.
Home office.
Next up, we have Guy Moley. Guy has been with us longer than I've been alive. Fun fact. Guy is being promoted to the working maintenance foreman. He will be second to the Director of Operations. What I've noticed about Guy is he comes in and he's helping to train a lot of our part-timers, a lot of our young staff, and he asks a lot of questions. He's continually learning, going above and beyond, and you've probably seen him here on Friday afternoons, Friday evenings, the weekends, because he's already got a jump start on his new position. So thank you, Guy.
and he's always
Now we have Tyler Oxley. Tyler will be moving from part-time to full-time employment as the groundskeeper. Tyler has already started being on call. He answers a series of calls for us, comes in on the weekends, and he's someone that I've grown to rely heavily on. He sits there and he's learning a lot from Guy and also Darren. So I have a feeling he's going to be doing a lot of more maintenance stuff around here. Thank you. Last but not least is Nicole Serino. A lot of you know her from coming through the process, applications, stuff like that. Nicole really has learned and grown, and now she's taking over some of the responsibilities as a state-aided public housing manager. She's continuing to grow in her role, and we're very lucky to have her. Thank you. And for everybody else in this office, they've all been fabulous. We're constantly making changes, we're improving, we're streamlining, and again, we were marked as an underperforming agency, but that stops today. We want to be one of the highest performing agencies that we have, and by doing that, we're continually training, we're cross-training, and everybody knows what each other is doing, and holding each other accountable. That being said, the resident service coordinator and state-aided public housing manager positions are currently vacant and being re-advertised. And office hours at Laurel Towers will resume once we have a resident service coordinator. And that is all for my report, and thank you again to my staff. I would not be where I am or who I am if I didn't have them.
Item 7, old business. Is there any? There being none.
It's not even.
Item 8, new business. A, consideration to approve EOHLC quarterly reporting statements and bond reports for Saugus Housing Authority 400-1 program for the period ending June 30th, 2024.
I'd like to make a motion to accept.
Motion made to accept, seconded by the chair. It's a discussion. There being none, those in favor of acceptance will vote aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carried. Item 8B, consideration to approve EOHLC quarterly operating statement, Saugus Housing Authority 689-1 program for the period ending June 30th, 2024.
I'll make the motion to accept.
Motion made to accept, seconded by the chair. Is there discussion? There being none, those in favor of acceptance will vote aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries. Item 8C, consideration to approve payments to the amount of $16,484 and $868 to Talty Flowers Incorporated for the total payment of $17,352 for Fish Project 262095 667-4 Common Area Flooring.
I'd like to make a motion to accept.
Motion made to accept. This needs a roll call, doesn't it?
Yes.
Yes, it does.
Maureen,
Yes.
Jim,
Yes.
Dottie,
Yes.
Bill.
Yes. Motion carries. Item 8D, consideration to approve ARPA contract for financial assistance, CFA 4050, in the amount of $585,490. And that's under a grant, isn't it?
No, we just got that money. So it's a ARPA, it's from American Rescue Plan. So it's extra money that the state had that they were doling out.
They're doling it out.
Is there discussion?
I'd like to make a motion, do we accept it? I'd like to make a motion to accept.
Motion made to accept, seconded by the chair. Is there discussion? There being none, those in favor of acceptance will vote aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carried. Commissioners' concerns.
Yeah, I just wanted to state that I think everything has been looking very good. The Armitage has been picked up, and even the other properties when I've driven by have been looking very good.
Thank you.
Other further concerns? Comments from the floor?
I have a question.
John?
I'd like the board to consider and executive director to consider some form of renovation for their apartments, whether it be every 8 years, 10 years. There's some people in this building that have had their rug replaced or apartments painted a couple of years.
Many.
Typically, the apartments are figured up when somebody leaves.
What happens if they don't leave for 30 years? They look at the
Yeah.
same rug for 30 years?
That's the way it's been in the past.
It's very,
Well, I think it should be
it's
changed.
hygienic.
I think it should be changed. I think a lot of people here think it should be changed.
It's,
I have no problem with a tenant asking for those type of things, but again, we are gonna look at the wear and tear of it, things like that. If you just live there for 5 years and your rug is fairly new, then.
right, but if you've lived there for 15 years, and not 20 years.
Ask.
It's hurt.
Well, it's never been clarified.
Yeah,
Okay, so now we know what the status is. Thank you. I have one other question.
Yes.
Could you clarify the smoking at the gazebo?
There should be no smoking at the gazebo, and as I had stated too, there now a designated smoking area. It is up near where it says the wrong way sign. There's a bench there. Poured concrete will also be there on Wednesday.
Thank you.
So now there's a designated smoking area.
What about the apartments?
They never-
No smoking
Federal
in the
government
apartment.
says no smoking in your apartment.
And if you know someone's smoking in their apartment, you smell it.
I said out on my deck some minutes, I have to go in and shut the door on a beautiful night because I can't breathe.
We have to fill out incident
And I see
report.
got signs all over the whole property, there's no smoking on this property.
Unfortunately, some people do not follow the rules, and that's why they've been smoking in the gazebo, and there's been a number of
So you
issues.
designated the gazebo smoking?
No.
No.
Oh, you're gonna have a smoke?
You'll prepare them.
Yes.
You're gonna have a smoking area?
They already have a bench out there for their smoking. I already created it.
It's a big blinking light sparrow.
You guys
I have
seriously.
small apartments.
You did have a huge part in that.
We have one more person over there.
Yes. Debbie?
Yes, yes.
I have a question. How come on the antennas on the roof, how come that doesn't work when you're spraying? Because you could view the doorway when people come in when it's all fuzzy, you can't see nothing. How come the antenna's not working?
The antennas for what exactly though, Deb?
Like if you have an antenna connected and you can't get any reception on your TV because the antennas on the roof provide a fuzzy screen.
Darren, do you have any input on that? I know you might be able to.
So back in the day, there's an antenna system on the roof. To be analog, they updated to digital. Besides you, Debbie, everyone seems to have cable, and I understand that there should be free access, but I'm pretty sure we have not updated that. I don't even think any of the equipment works anymore. Maybe in 25 years I've been here, maybe 20 years ago is the last time somebody, I don't know if that's something that, they sell the cheap things, like you're facing maybe the wrong way, which doesn't help you, but all these fancy little antennas you put out, you get digital, this is analog, you're not gonna get digital channels.
Well, why can't they replace the antennas at home?
Okay,
Well, that's, that you're talking about updating the whole system.
Debbie,
Yes.
they have stopped, the TV stations locally have stopped putting out an analog signal.
Okay.
They now only put out a digital signal.
That wasn't on
If
us.
you go to like a Best Buy, a Walmart even, and I have them because I stopped cable years ago. It's a little antenna, a little square thing, you put it up in your window, you put it up in the wall,
I had one of those.
and you
and
screw it on.
I never got really good reception.
You have to play with the reception. Now, in the wintertime, I get great reception. Summertime, I can't get channel 5 for the life of me because of the girl's air conditioner above me.
Okay.
It's just the way it is. I've learned to accept that. So by getting one of these, you can change the position, and you also have to program your TV for it. But there is no more analog signal that is produced by the TV stations.
Okay,
It's all digital.
I'm surprised, I'm just wondering why they never changed the antennas over.
Okay, so the antennas that would be on this is my input only, the antennas that would be on the building are just pieces of metal sitting there.
Okay.
They're not actually working because they're not receiving anything because the stations don't produce a signal.
Okay.
So unfortunately, you got to do internet
Okay.
or connect it to your telephone
Okay.
or do like a $20, $25 cheap antenna,
Okay.
if that makes sense.
Yeah, well, I just want to ask that question.
Yeah.
Derek,
Okay.
Wait a minute.
I believe you'd have to rewire the building also, I'm not sure, but everything's fiber optic now. This is the old, like, that's all.
They just don't do it.
It's outdated, so if you can receive something, you can receive it, and like she's saying, some channels yeah or no, some are snowy. Unfortunately, it's all outdated, you're talking about rewiring the building.
If it is outdated, why don't you just remove it?
Expensive?
Would be my,
What, just?
When we do
yeah,
a
we
new
put
roof,
lights.
eventually when we do a new roof, then that's obviously gonna come down.
okay.
That we could put blank panels on everyone's, where the socket is. I mean,
Yeah,
unfortunately.
I know.
Other further questions? Yes.
I've only been here 2 years, but the culture here has changed. When I first came, there were
a million, no insult to anybody, because I'm one of them, little old ladies here, nobody ever went anywhere, maybe 1 in 10 had a car, maybe 1 in 30 ever ordered pizza from the farm, from outside order, but the culture has changed. So,
No, they
the
used
maintenance
to.
department does a great job, and I always tell the maintenance person we have. But would we ever think of a third barrel? Because I don't know if it's sabotage or not, but from the minute George empties, I can only go by the 5th floor, okay, but I know it's the same with the 4th. George empties those barrels the weekend day, okay? Give it a half hour, I can't figure out who it is. I'll give it a half hour, and somebody has placed 10 boxes, 3 bags of shredded paper, and, okay, and it's, that's tortured that whole floor for the whole weekend. And now people order takeout, which they didn't before. But this culture is different. It's a more modern culture. So there's a heck of a lot more trash than there was when I came. So I'm wondering if a third barrel would ever be thought of.
Sadly, a third barrel is going to get filled up as well.
That's
But
right.
unless it would
So
be-
with our most recent board meeting down at the Laurel Towers, we discussed basically the same issue.
At least it wouldn't be on the floor
A
though.
lot of people don't break their boxes down.
Oh, we
That's
have to
right.
say it's
So-
simple.
That's right.
We do
That's right.
I'm not saying who does and who doesn't, but a lot of people do not break them down.
But the culture
The
has
second thing
changed.
is that we empty the barrels and people decide to bring all their trash out at that point. So the trash does go out on Thursdays, we empty the barrels Wednesday afternoon. So if you guys have trash, try to bring it out Wednesday afternoon, and we will clear it all out for Thursday.
And nothing is done on Friday?
It is done on Friday as well, but the trash gets picked up on Thursday. So the more trash we get out on Thursday, the more open we are for the weekend.
There is a lot more than there used to be, like I said, because the culture has changed. What people do and more modern
Well,
people.
I don't think so much the culture has changed, because I've been here since 2013. And what it is people don't give a shit. To put it mildly, they just don't care.
That's true.
9 times out of 10 over the weekend, I would start ripping boxes apart on the 3rd floor, because I can't stand the way it looks. I'm not judging what the maintenance department is doing, but when you see the 2 barrels are full, you don't start putting stuff all over the floor.
And what I suggest with that is if you have larger boxes, break them down and tuck them behind the barrels,
I wouldn't even clean.
or in between, yeah.
Or you can break them, one big box, you can break down all the little ones, I usually tie it up with some string. But, you know, it takes some effort on my part, but this is our home. It's not just Heritage Heights. It's our home, and it's gonna be our home. So I would think that we would take better care of it.
But there's certain people that actually wait for that barrel to be empty, literally on my floor, okay? On Friday and on Saturday morning, the whole floor is full, plus the 2 barrels. So it's literally
No, we have been asked
something more than
to hold,
trash.
you know, don't bring it out.
Yep,
Right, the notices went out about that.
Debbie,
Here's my question. I would like to know who on my floor goes actual trash to recycle bin, because I see flies coming out of the damn bin. When I throw stuff in there, I'm seeing black flies in the recycle bin.
You know, people
It's
tell.
everywhere, it's everywhere.
It's disgusting. It's totally disgusting. I saw bees one day coming out of it.
So that happens everywhere, and that's from people either putting trash in the recycle bins or not cleaning out their plasticware before they put it in
I've
there.
actually seen stuff in
Yeah, we
the
have
bin.
some there, so
The
there's-
food still in it. I've seen things with milk and
Okay,
We see it every day, sadly.
I think like she, I agree with her, it's our home, and I think it's disgusting that's a little bit. Because it's gonna bring bugs and rodents. But we don't need them.
but we all know that.
I knew when I was new, I was told. Can you tell people that?
Yeah.
Jackie, tell everybody.
Are there not cameras? I mean, you can't see who the person is that's using stuff.
I don't think that's.
He would be watching.
I have to.
Okay, all right, hey,
How are we doing?
can I?
Oh, well.
Go ahead.
I want to ask if you may not remember me asking about money put away to do the floors, all the hallways with the LVT?
So we can put that in a capital improvement plan.
Yeah, because some of the rugs are terrible.
And they have ants.
And they don't clean up after themselves when drops.
That
down.
will definitely be a part of our capital improvement plan. Definitely.
That's great. If we have ants on the floor, we end up in
Yeah.
We
rubble.
have the on the 70th floor of the house, nowhere else.
Well, I do something, I'm sure they can't get in my apartment, but clean, even the rug.
Pardon?
The rugs will be.
It's gonna take some time, but yeah.
The LVT, the wood.
Yeah, definitely.
They are shampooed periodically, they are vacuumed,
Not in apartments.
not in
No,
apartments,
no.
no.
We talked about always, corridors, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, so, okay.
One more question? Go
Yeah.
ahead, Darren.
Just one more comment about the antenna system too, which just brought to my mind. If you disconnect it all, no one's gonna be able to see the front door camera. It's all in the same system. So take the antenna down is fine. But you wanna disconnect the system, someone said, you're not gonna have the front door camera anymore.
Oh, we want
Oh,
that.
yeah, okay,
So that's all tied together. That's working, I believe, correct?
yeah,
So the antenna part, we can take the antenna off the roof, but if you want to disconnect the whole thing, there'll be no more camera.
No,
okay. All right, gotcha.
okay.
Keep the same.
Are we gonna put up a new tenants list out front by the doorbells?
We can do that for you.
Okay, well, it must have been a long time because I leave early in the morning, as you know, 'cause I'm coming in young morning. And there's always a delivery man, Walgreens is my favorite, asking, do you know where this person is? I can't find them, because the list is so old. Sometimes I
No,
have,
it's
no,
not old.
it's full.
Those are changed when we have vacant units. When the tenants change, that list gets
Put right
changed.
up.
Oh, no, this time.
Oh, yes.
Oh, yes.
that list about 6 weeks ago.
Okay, yeah, should be right.
I'd like to make a motion. Anything else? I'd like to make a motion for
Yeah,
adjournment.
Kathleen had something. Kathleen,
Yeah, Walgreens.
did you have a question? Did you have a
Oh,
question?
No, I think part of the problem is with the recycling and the thing is that people either don't read or they just can't read English.
And that's
So
right.
they may not,
But they don't care.
well, they could just be rude and don't care.
Okay.
I'd like to make a motion for adjournment.
Motion made for adjournment. Those in favor?
Aye.
I-
Opposed? Motion carried.
Okay.
Thank you.